The thing about Dum Dum is probably the closest to Neal McDonough of any character. Kind of that beer drinking, heart on his sleeve type of guy that if someone picks on someone, he's the first guy to jump in. I've always been that kind of way growing up in Boston. That thank you, Boston. So growing up with 6 kids in my family, I was always there to protect and help out, but make jokes and make light of situations when I could. So Dum Dum is very near and dear to my heart because that's kind of me. However, when you get to do the things that Damien Dark does, by putting my hand out and you all fall to the ground, that was one of the greatest things I've ever done. Because literally the crowd on the finale was bigger than this. And the director said, okay, you're gonna turn around, and as you raise your hand, everyone's gonna fall down. I'm like, okay, this is gonna look goofy, but we'll give it a try. So I turn around, I do it, and everyone flops to the ground. I was like, gosh, that was awesome. I tried it over with my kids, it doesn't work. But that day, it was awesome. So playing Damien is, those really cool suits, and this year in Legends with Barrowman, we had Legion of Doom I can't imagine. Because with Legends, I got to infuse a little Dum into Damien. I got to put a little humor and comedy into certain situations, which I didn't really do. Arrow's much more serious, which is awesome. I love Arrow. I love like my kids. Which one do I love more? I love them both the same. Legends, I get to have a little more tongue-in-cheek. So that's been, especially the second half of the year on Legends last year, where they really ramped up the Legion of Doom, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do this year. I just got renewed for another year for Legends. So. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to announce that, or I'll be in trouble for that, but you're the first to know, Phoenix!
How we know?
So I'm going to make some
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait a minute. That was DC. What happened there?
I'm sad.
Sorry, Mr. Berlanti.
They're all down. Oh, they really didn't like it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So playing Damien for me was you get to play so much, and again with John and with everyone else, it was such a fun time. And this year I'm sure it's going to be just as crazy. And we're going to introduce new bad guys this year to work with me. And again, I'm probably going to...
I think you're back on.
Hi, Mr. Berlanti. How are you?
Yeah!
See you tomorrow. It's the truth. All right? See you next year. So there's them. I love them both. Be ready. Thank you. None more?
Oh, my goodness. Do we have a megaphone in the house?
Megaphone, please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the roles you ever played and like that. I love the surprise floral. Why didn't see that coming? It was great.
Okay. I didn't know until that morning.
No way.
I knew something was going to happen, and they didn't really tell me. And I got to the set that day, and I see Katie's kind of like ashen, kind of like, oh gosh, I can't believe this is my last day. I'm like, what do you mean it's your last day? She goes, well, I'm dying today. What do you mean? What do you mean you're dying today? Who's killing you today? He goes, well, you are! I'm like, and then I started getting weepy, because I was like, wait, how can you say goodbye to Katie Cassidy? It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because Katie's like my little sister, she's such a great person, and then having to kill her, I'm telling you, that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because she's a dear friend of mine, and it was a bummer that, she was, but you all know what happens after that. So,
Yeah.
you can never really kill someone in the universe. Thank the Lord for that one. Damien's back.
Way back before Marvel or DC, the first time I remember seeing was Band of Brothers. Thank you so much for that role. And that stone, that scene,
Oh.
that was much.
Well, especially now that we're talking about Band of Brothers. Who's seen Band of Brothers? Especially with Memorial Day and all that's happening now, that I had the opportunity and the honor to play Buck Compton. was the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life by far. I mean, I love the superheroes, I love everything that I've done in my life, but Band of Brothers put me not only on the map, I met my wife doing Band of Brothers. I now have 5 kids because of Band of Brothers. All my best friends are Band of Brothers guys.
How do you compare it to something?
Well, you know, that scene where I dropped my helmet and kind of, I knew that was coming for months. I knew that the mental breakdown was coming for Buck. But on the day, you know, I just imagined what would happen if your best friends right in front of you just got blown up. And it was a really emotional, hard thing to do, to watch my buddies die in front of me or demembered in front of me. So it's not that hard as an actor when you have to tap into real life situations like that, and you know, they call it method acting. But this was one of those moments that I also knew I owed it to Buck, I owed it to all the vets, I owed it to everyone who was watching the show to work my tail off to make sure that the 8 months up to that moment was going to be great. So when it got to that moment, it would really resonate with people who are watching the show and what these poor guys go through. Especially the guys now and the girls now who come back from overseas, you know, what it's like when we don't have open arms to them. You know, World War II was different. There were arms open. It was, let's go America. This is a difficult and challenging time for any of our troops who are going overseas. So, you know, when it is Memorial Day, let's remember the people who are over there now, and when they come back, embrace them, because they're going through hell, and they're shooting against enemies that they can't even see all the time. So, whoever's religious in this room, like myself, say prayers this weekend for everyone who is over there and who is coming back, and pray that they can lead a normal life, like luckily my character Buck Compton did. So pray for them this weekend. Nah, it doesn't work.
Okay, thank you so much for that military. My son's in the military. That means a lot. You're an amazing actor. I saw you last year at the 50th Star Trek Con.
That was awesome.
I know, you
Holy
were
cow.
awesome. I became a fangirl. I love Arrow and I love Legends and Band, but I fangirled out and I didn't get to see you there. I mean, I saw you at your panel and that was it.
That was awesome.
But I'm so glad I could ask this. What is your favorite episode of that? Because I haven't watched First Contact. I'm an old school Star Trek girl.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I want to start by watching one I really like, and then I can really get into it.
Well, the First Contact was and that was really my first big movie, and it was, you know, the first day that I got there, and I was a Star Trek fan as a kid. Everyone, I don't care who you are, everyone was a Star Trek fan. So my first day on the set, I asked the assistant director, I said, can I come to the set early and just kind of hang out in the Enterprise and just calm my nerves, so when the actors show up, you know, when Picard and everyone else shows up, I don't crap my pants. No problem. What do you want, like 15 minutes or half hour? No, like 3 hours if you don't mind. So I literally sat there on the Enterprise in the ship, trying on all the chairs. I knew exactly where I was going to sit, and just geeking out like you have no idea. Going around the corners doing my Shatner impersonation, you know, speaking Klingon. I mean, I was such a nerd. And I finally sat down after a couple hours, and I hear from behind me, "You must be Mr. Hawk." It was Patrick Stewart. And I was like, oh God, he saw me geek out. And he did. He saw me geek out. It was awesome. He was watching me for a while, and he goes, and he said, "I love the enthusiasm that you already have. We haven't even started filming yet." And Patrick was, you know, he became like a mentor for me. And he was one of the greatest human beings to ever walk the planet. And I was so blessed just to be on the same ship as him. And Star Trek was awesome. Favorite episode of the, oh gosh. That's like saying again, who's your favorite kid? There's so many great, you know, Star Trek.
I'm going to go watch the movie again.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We do work on Arrow and Legends, Marvel. So, 2 questions. First one, Marvel or DC when you were growing up? Did you read Marvel comics or DC comics?
Funny, Captain America was my favorite comic book growing up. So
Right.
Yeah, Captain America! Little did I realize I was going to grow up to play one of my favorite characters that I ever read, which was, as an actor, it's weird. When you're 6 years old, 7 years old, you're reading comic books, you're saying, oh, this dumb guy's awesome. I love Captain America, I love all these characters. And then cut to 25 years later, and you're playing that guy, and then you go back and look at those same comics that you've had since you were a kid. It's weird, but it's like, I can't believe that I'm standing up here in front of you guys, and you guys are listening to what I have to say about all the movies that I've been in over the last 25 years, and I'm so blessed, I can't even tell you. So thank you for being here first and foremost.
CW says, who's the biggest practical joker on each side?
Oh, it's so obvious. We'll be in the pouring rain in Vancouver. It's freezing outside. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and out of the blue, you'll hear someone singing a show tune dancing across the set. And it's Barrowman. Barrowman will do anything to keep a set. And I'm the same way. I'm a big practical joker. I like to keep things light because it looks so easy when you see it on the screen, but that's 15, 16, 17 hours every day for 9 months in a row, and I'm not complaining. I'm blessed beyond belief to do it. But at times it's like, oh, okay, let's move this thing on. It's pouring rain. Let's get the shot. That's when I jump in, or when John jumps in, like tell jokes or do silly things or pratfalls or to keep everyone light. Because if we're not light, if we're not happy doing it, having fun doing it, it shows, doesn't it? So my job isn't just to be the best actor or best bad guy I can be on the show. It's also to be a great guy on the show to keep everyone cooking. So John and I are taking great pride in being complete goofballs on the set.
My question is, who do you think would win in the fight, Captain America or Green Arrow?
Dum Dum Dugan. Boy. I would be pissing a lot of people off if I answered that one. I don't want to get, Chris is one of my great friends, so I don't know. That would be a good one. I'd like to see that one. Maybe that'll happen. You never know. But did anyone see, what was it, the show the other night, the Ninja Warrior show the other night? Mel? All right, I'm betting the Mel. If you've seen that, the physicality that Steven has, that he had on that ninja show the other night was astounding, but that's him every day. He works out like a fiend, and he's such a great guy. I love Steven. He's my brother, and I'm not sure who'd win the fight, but gosh, I'm so blessed to be able to work with those great guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How's that for politically correct? That's called job security, the way they answered that. I still think Dum Dum would win.
Yeah.
So I actually asked this question to Steven L. Come back. But if you could play any other character other than Damien Dark, who would you play?
Well, everyone loves seeing me playing bad guys, and quite honestly, so do I.
So good at it.
There's a character, the Hitman. Does anybody know the Hitman?
Yes.
Tommy Monahan. He's this fun character that I think that I'd love to tap into at some point, to play the guy that can clean up messes that the superheroes can't do and get the job done any way that he feels like doing it. That's a character that I think that would be. I've always said Popeye Doyle is my favorite character in movie history from French Connection, because he's a good guy, but he's really gray, and he plays both sides of the fence. But underneath it all, he has a massive heart, and he wants to do good, but he trips up on himself with, all the vices you can think of. So to tap into a character like that, like Hitman, that's something that I would really like. But right now, I gotta tell you, that I can't imagine playing a character more fun than Damien Dark. He has been just a blast. And my kids finally think Dad's cool because I get to play Damien Dark. After all these years of movies, now I'm kind of cool with my 5 kids. So I love Damien. Yeah, Punisher. Well, it's already been done. So I'm trying to think of a title that hasn't been done yet. Punisher would have been great. That would have been a lot of fun. But again, I like to play something that has a little more likeness to it. within the realm of darkness. That's what I like about it. Thank you. Great question. Hi, Mr. Berlanti. Welcome back.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Phoenix! Hi guys.
So, what was it like going from playing the voice of the Green Arrow to playing one of his greatest villains in the show?
We were at McDonald's about a month ago, and I have 5 little kids. You know, Happy Meals all come with all kinds of stuff like that, all little toys. And the toy in Vancouver was the Green Arrow, but it's the Green Arrow from my cartoon. It wasn't Steven. And my kids, they had to buy them all. They wanted all of them to hand out to their friends. My dad's Green Arrow, my dad. And it was pretty awesome that cartoon was, I love that little cartoon. And to play Green Arrow in that, and then to play the antithesis to Arrow in the show it's just such a treat. You know, again, being a kid from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and be part of almost 100 movies and TV shows and cartoons and commercials and this and that. I literally sometimes have to pinch myself to think, how the heck did I get here? And if I sit back and think about it too much, it actually gets a little overwhelming, because I've had this amazing career that I get to play good guys, bad guys, DC, Marvel, you know, whatever, and keep working. And so, you know, for some reason, the good Lord upstairs, you know, is blessing me beyond anything I could ever imagine. And to be able to do both, you know, obviously, it was such an awesome treat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Must say it's a huge honor. A huge fan, and I see you always enjoy your work on Legends. I can see the emotion in it and everything. And do you talk with the other, like John or anybody? Like, do they talk about the fans they've met?
Yeah, when I was first asked to do one of these about a year and a half ago, I was really hesitant to do it, because I did one in the 90s after First Contact, and they gave me, the wardrobe gave me my flight suit, which is a complete no-no. Everything has to be stashed away, cataloged, put in the museum, all that kind of stuff, but they gave me my flight suit. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So they asked me to do a convention up in North Dakota. And so I got there and I said, you know what, I'm gonna bring my flight suit, I'm gonna wear it. So the room was 3 times, it was massive, it was this huge thing. And I walked out with my flight suit and everyone rushed the stage. Everyone wanted to touch the flight suit, and I was scared to death. But you know, it was an awesome comment. I was like, you know what, I'm not sure if I ever want to do one of these again, because inside myself I'm actually a little shy, believe it or not. Yeah, I know you don't believe that. No. Yeah, but it's the truth. So I didn't do another one until last year, a year and a half ago. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. That kids, you know, when we're all kids and reading comic books, that's our escape from certain situations. And at times, childhood isn't great for everybody. And when you get to read about Steve Rogers, you get to read about all these other characters, you kind of escape for a while and dream. That's important. And to meet kids and adults who have gone through that world like I did, and to see tattoos of Tin Man. This one kid who could barely speak, and Janet, who's been with me, you know, helping me the whole time. He had this tattoo of me from the miniseries Tin Man that I did. Has anybody seen Tin Man? Yeah. And Wyatt Kane was one of my favorite characters ever. You're talking about a character that was really close to me, that was it. And this young man could barely speak at all. And all he was saying was Tin Man, Tin Man, Tin Man. And then he showed me the tattoo of myself on this kid's shoulder. And it was so emotional. And then to meet other people who love some of the characters that I've played, because I never go out in public. But seriously, I never go out and listen to what people say about my career and the characters that I've played, and it's so overwhelming. Janet always has Kleenex and Visine in her pocket. Show her the Visine. It's right there. Because I'll cry today about 10 times. Because that, you know, I'm an emotional guy. So to be able to be here in front of you guys and talk about what I've done it's really awesome and emotional, and I can't tell you how proud I am to be here in front of you all today.
I've met him before at Cut Line, and I met him the year before at this book panel, so see if he remembers me.
Who remembers you?
John.
Oh, John. John remembers everybody.
Yeah, then I Cut the Line, that's me.
Fist bump, cut line, John Barrowman. You got it. I will. Who doesn't love John Barrowman?
Hi. So I'm gonna ask, do you have any tricks to like being such a good bad guy on Arrow? because I watch other bad guys like on any movie and you just like blow them all the way.
I know. You're right, kid. You're right. My dad, when I was a kid, always told me if someone pays you $1 to work, give them $2 worth of effort. So I literally infuse that into every single thing I do. And with my 5 kids and my beautiful wife, Mavet, coaching everything, being there, teaching my kids whatever, learning ballet so I can help my girls with ballet and tap, do whatever it takes to win is kind of the way I've always been. So when it comes to bad guys, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, there are a few things that I won't do as an actor. One of them is use the Lord's name in vain. The second one is have a sex scene. Those are 2 things that I won't do, and I've been crucified for that, as I'm sure a lot of you know, years ago. And when I had my comeback from when I got Justified as my first role back, after I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a job because everyone thought that I wouldn't do the sex scene in this one show, and I got fired, and everyone thought that I was this crazy religious nutbag, and I can be at times, which is awesome. But I'm crazy religious about my wife, and I love my wife a whole lot more than I love acting. So, to me, there's the big man upstairs and the big lady down here. Those 2 things I don't mess with. So, as an actor, you have to think, okay, I really love acting. I'm not going to do sex scenes, so that kind of gets rid of all the heroic type of guys. So what can I do as an actor? And bad guys was the answer to that question. So when I got Justified, Graham Yost, who wrote Boomtown, Band of Brothers, he said, I want you to be the bad guy on Justified for the year. And it was my comeback. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't going to leave a drop behind. I was going to crush that thing as hard as I could. I was going to show up and I was going to scare the snot out of every actor that was in front of me. And Tim Oliphant and I don't think we said 4 words to each other the whole season, because it was like 2 heavyweights in the ring going at it. And that's the way I treated my character coming back as a bad guy. I was going to crush this thing. And ever since then, I've really kept that in my bones that whatever the job is, as a dad, as a husband, as an actor, as a villain, as whatever it is, I'm going to figure out the best way to keep that thing alive and just be the best at it. And for a villain, I looked at, I was lucky enough, I did a film a few years ago called Red 2. And talk about petrified. Up on the set there's Anthony Hopkins, there's John Malkovich, there's Bruce Willis, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Helen Mirren, and me. And that was one of those moments like, oh, is this really happening? And in the mornings, Anthony Hopkins and I used to have breakfast. So weird you said that. At the Dorchester Hotel in London. Anthony said, Neal, come have breakfast with me in the morning. What do you say, Anthony Hopkins? You said, yes, sir. And as a Welshman that he is, we'd have kippers and toast every morning. Kippers are small little fish, sardine type of things. And I would sit there watching him eat, and I probably took 2 bites in 10 meals, just listening to everything that he said. And he gave me tips about acting that I knew about, that he said, if you're going to really be a great villain, do nothing. And the less you do, when people are going all crazy and screaming at you, if you do absolutely 0 and just listen to what they're saying, it's kind of petrifying. Because if you're back like this, you lose all your power. So, if whatever the case is, whether you're interviewing for a new job, if you're losing an argument, if you're doing whatever in life, the less you do, the more you can succeed. Which is weird, isn't it? But it's so hard to just stand still and do nothing while Stephen Amell is throwing everything at you. But knowing that you're going to win the fight, you don't have to do anything because you're the bad guy. Until the last scene of the first year, that was terrible. You can't kill David in the dark. But that's a great question. So that's it.
So I just have a second half of the question that my original one. You mentioned that your first convention was a year and a half ago. Would that happen to be Hero and Villains Fan Fest in Chicago?
Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Janet. Everybody, Janet. Yes.
Because I wanted to ask about that. That was one of the first conventions I ever went to as well. And I had a blast at the party afterwards that Steven threw for Knocking Points. And you came out and rocked the harmonica. And I wondered if you have it with you today and if you could play some of it for us.
I don't. My wife will kick me for that one because I always carry a harmonica everywhere I go, but for some reason I forgot this time. I might have one in my bag. I'll go back to our room later and check. But I love harmonica. When I was a kid, my parents wanted me to play an instrument, so I played everything under the sun for about 6 weeks. I started with the clarinet. After 6 weeks, I went to the tuba, went to the trombone, guitar, piano, and then finally, when I was 21, with my mom in Ireland, we went to the music shop. She goes, "I know what you're gonna like to play," and she was very musical. She pulled out a harmonica, and immediately I took to it. So wow, this is something that I really love playing, and I'm good at it, and carry it around in my pocket anywhere I go. So I would always, I can't believe I don't have a harmonica. Always have a harmonica so I can practice. And when I first moved to Los Angeles and I had this crappy car that didn't have a radio in it, I would sit in traffic playing my harmonica. People must have thought I was nuts, but I am nuts. But I didn't care because I love playing harmonica. And when I get in front of people and really jam with, Sal, that band is unbelievable.
It was
It was so much fun. Those guys are great, and I love showing off playing harmonica, especially when my wife Revee's in the audience. I get a little extra in there and show off in front of her, then some magic happens. Which is why I have 5 kids. You see Revee? She's smoking hot.
I'll leave this quote because it was something that endeared you to my friend and I forever, just because it showed how much you love your wife. But you were playing the harmonica and she was dancing on the piano.
That was awesome.
Yes, and you said, "I have 5 kids. I'm going to make number 6."
Good Lord knows I tried. Thank you.
Good morning. Love you, everything you do. You're one of the best bad guys ever. And I'm going to go back to 2003. In Castle Guard.
The which?
Castle Guard. You were there. Timeline.
Oh my gosh, yes. 2003?
That was 2003. Wow. All right.
Wow. Yeah.
2 things. One, in certain circles, you're known as the evil Paul Walker. Did you know that?
I've heard this, yes.
You're a good guy. You're a great bad guy. So Paul Walker couldn't.
Paul was the best. We both had the same manager.
Did you?
When you think about guys who never should be taken early, it should have been Paul, because he was a great dad, a great friend, a great person, an amazing human being, and
Sorry. My second question was, you have a big Jerry Butler story. Everybody does.
that I can tell in public, no. Jerry is literally one of my best friends.
Yes.
And every premiere that Jerry has, Revee and I go to, everything that Jerry does, we're always there for him. And Jerry is a beautiful, fantastic human being, and he's gone through his trials. He's gone through, all the addictions that you can have, and he's overcome them. And to overcome addictions, I gave up drinking a year ago because I felt I was starting to drink too much. I said, let's cut it out of my life because it's not working anymore. So almost a year of myself not drinking, I feel so, thank you very much. I can't even tell you how much more energy and how much better I feel with myself. Jerry, however, had a big problem with alcohol and other things, and to overcome them when you're Jerry Butler, when you're arguably the biggest star on the planet, where everyone's like, here, what do you need? There's no one like Jerry Butler in the business because he works so hard at being a great actor, as you all know, but he works so hard at being a phenomenal human being. And there were only a couple of friends of mine, in the business. Two of them happen to be from Timeline, Paul and Jerry, which is pretty funny. Because those guys are amazing human beings, and that's what I gravitate towards as a human myself, to be around great people. Because who knows how long you're here on this planet for? So while you're here, hang out with great people, and then great things happen. And to hang with Jerry is one of the great blessings of my life.
It's one of the great blessings of my life, too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, my question feels inferior after that. I cannot decide if Damien Dark or Slade Wilson is my favorite villain in Arrow.
Really? I'm saying Next question! Security, have him killed.
Okay, so...
All right, let's ask everybody else. Slade or Damien?
You're not mistaken.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not, actually.
Okay, so, what are your thoughts on the end of season 4 of Arrow? Like, would you prefer that Damien had lived, and if so, like, what would happen to him?
No, I think it ended perfectly. I think, look, the show is Arrow. It's not Damien Dark, although it could be. And the Steven show, and Steven should have killed the bad guy at the end of every year, so it was perfect. And I remember talking to Mark Guggenheim. Mark calls me up and goes, "Neal, I got good news and bad news." I'm like, "Okay, what's the good news?" "Good news is you're back next year." I'm like, "Wow, that's awesome, great. Bad news is you die next week." "Well, how are you gonna do that?" "Well, don't worry, it's DC Universe, we'll take care of it." I was like, "Wow, this is awesome." So dying doesn't mean anything in Berlanti world. So, but he told me that with time travel that picked me up building nuclear warheads with Hitler, which is always funny. I mean, the stuff that I got away with on Legends this last year was so much fun. Learning how to speak German, learning how to do certain things, the different attire, not having to wear a tie all the time like I did in Arrow, loosening things up, and just really having an evil, fun, Lex Luthor more type of bad guy, Gene Hackman type of. I go back to Gene Hackman again from Popeye Doyle. But it was great. To me, it was. I can't even imagine how much fun I'm going to have this year. I don't even know what they're going to do yet on Legends, but Mark promised me that it was going to be just a fantastic, fun ride this year. And he wants me to shave my head and look more like Lex Luthor on this year coming up. Shave the head, or yes or no? No! Thank you! Mark just wants me to make me look like Mark, is what he does. Yeah, because Mark Guggenheim just shaved his head. So, but we're gonna have a blast back there this year.
I look forward to it.
Thank you very much. That was a great question.
So Arrow had kind of fallen off my radar for a couple seasons, but then I heard they had cast you because several years ago there was a show and you were on it and it got canceled too soon, but I decided I would walk through fire to follow your career, and that was Boomtown.
Oh, Boomtown.
And David McNorris, such an amazing character, and so I was wondering if you would talk a little bit about him or your experiences on that show, because that's what set your career for me. That's why I've been following you since then.
Thank you. Has anyone seen Boomtown? There was a show we did almost 15 years ago. Wow. And it was a show that Steven Spielberg was putting together. And the whole show had been cast, and they were going to start shooting on Monday. And at the 11th hour, Jimmy Smits backed out. He couldn't do it for some reason. And they were scrambling to see who could play this Latino lover, swarthy type of guy. And they were going through everything, and Steven said to everyone, "What about Neal McDonough? Because I'm so Latino." And he asked if I'd be interested. I said, "Yeah, but can we make it Irish Catholic, booze bag? The character had sex addictions and so on and so forth. And if we could do it like that, I'd be interested." He said, "Great, come into the office and come audition for it." And I went and I just killed it. I just slayed. It was one of my best auditions ever. And as soon as I left the room, I knew that I got it. And literally, as I was walking out the door, by the time I got to the door, the phone rang and the lady stopped me. Go right to wardrobe. You got the part. I'm like, this is awesome. So to play David McNorris, the character's original name was David Nava, and we changed it to McNorris. To play that guy was, if you haven't seen Boomtown, you should watch it, because it's one of the greatest television shows ever. It was all shot in different times. Like, if you see a crime scene, the way I saw it, the way you saw it, the way you saw it, is all three different ways. And each episode would be about somebody's way of seeing something that happened. And McNorris was, again, a big heart of gold, but drank too much, had affairs with people, and it was funny. I used to get slapped on the street by ladies saying, how dare you, you're such a pig, having sex with that lady, kissing all these girls on the show, you're a pig, you're a pig, you're a pig. But never once did I have a sex scene or kiss anyone on the show. I was the only one in the cast who never kissed anybody. But the way they filmed it was so evocative, it was so tense, that it seemed like every episode I was getting hot and sweaty with some woman on screen. But it wasn't the case, because Steven knew that it's something that I wasn't comfortable with. So, of all the things, Steven Spielberg has been so nice to me with, Band of Brothers, with Minority Report, with Boomtown, Flags of Our Fathers, and a show that I did a couple of years ago, Mob City. That was, everything. I've just been blessed beyond belief. But David McNorris was one of maybe my favorite acting character that I've ever had, because I really got to sink my teeth into a character and just go for it, and it was awesome.
It showed that you were awesome, and yes, go see it if you haven't. It's amazing.
In fact, Graham, we've all talked about how we can bring Boomtown back 15 years later and see where all of us, myself, Donnie Wahlberg, Jason Gedrick, Lana Parrilla. I mean, it was an awesome, awesome cast, and to revisit that would be a heck of a lot of fun.
I would watch the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So up until just a little bit ago, no one had really mentioned Tin Man, and then you brought it up, and that sparked my question. So you mentioned you and Barrowman are just giant jokers on the set of both Arrow and Legends. My question is, with Tin Man being so dark and gritty, that was needed even more. So between you, Alan Cummings, or Zoe Deschanel, who got in more trouble being off topic?
Alan Cummings is just, he doesn't have an off switch. Alan, again, is such an amazing talent. And when I heard that he was going to play the Scarecrow, I was like, oh my gosh, this show's going to be so much fun. And Tin Man was I always call it Wizard of Oz on acid. It was this crazy stuff that, 23 million viewers tuned in to watch. It was the biggest thing sci-fi ever had, and it was, we've tried to get it into series, but it's been, with the rights, it's been really hard. But it was amazing, and again, shooting in Vancouver, in the rain a lot, there's Alan, doing whatever it takes, and myself, just making jokes to keep things light, because levity is so important in life. Whether you're on a set, whether you're at work, whether you're wherever. When I was a kid, I knew that I kind of wanted to be an actor, and I listened to George Carlin's album, and George Carlin said, if you're going to be anything in life, it starts with being the class clown in high school. And I was a freshman in high school when I listened to the album. And I was hell-bent on being the class clown. And I got in so much trouble because of George Carlin. So, thank you, George Carlin. But by doing so, I was also on all the sports teams. I was doing theater, I was a class president, I was a class clown. I really tried hard to get the most out of every day in life, and I still do. I really try to squeeze everything out of each and every day, because again, who knows, we've all lost people, and we're all losing people. And it's hard when you're saying goodbye to people. So every day that we're here on this planet, let's really squeeze out every moment and try to love things as much as possible. And especially, and as a bad guy, in really tense situations as a bad guy, instead of being really tense in that situation, especially last year on Legends, I'll figure out how Damien can be light and make it so absurd that I'll be laughing in the face of whatever absurd thing that I'm doing, which makes it even scarier, which really works well for me and the crew. We're laughing our faces off. All right, back to Justified. Who's seen Justified? All right, there's a scene in Justified where I'm getting hopped up I told Graham Yost on episode 2, I said, by the end of the season, I want to be naked and hopped up on my own OxyContin. Half ingest. And so then I'm reading episode 10 and I see, there I am, naked and hopped up on my own stuff. And I called Graham, I'm like, I was kind of joking. He goes, no, you weren't. I know you. You were not joking. You wanted this to happen. You're going to nail this. I'm like, okay, great. So there's a scene of me in my room, naked, folding my clothes, doing all this stuff, nuts. And I walk into the bathroom and there's this young man with his hands cuffed to the toilet. And then the scene, and then it cuts. And on the day, we are laughing in hysterics at how absurd the situation. My wife is there. Everyone's there. We're all laughing, 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 laughing. 3 weeks later, it comes on the TV, and I'm sitting next to my wife, Reve, and it was so creepy and spooky. And she didn't talk to me for days. I'm serious. And finally, I said, honey, is something wrong? You're not talking to me? He goes, you creep me out. What do you mean? Because the other night on the show, on the scene, it was so bizarre. What were you thinking? I'm like, you really want to know what I was thinking? Yes, what were you thinking when that boy strapped to him? Like, you were there on the day? Like, I know, but what were you thinking? And I told her exactly what I was thinking. I keep it simple with my choice as an actor, and my choice was, I need to go to the bathroom and brush my teeth. And by keeping it so simple in my choice instead of crazy over the top, it made it so creepy and bizarre, like I was saying to the young man earlier. The simple choices in life are what make things really work for a villain. And boy, did it work that day. You know, so it's, yeah, again, I've been blessed to be where I am and for having you guys out here, so thank you very much.
Are there any plans? Are there any plans for you to reprise your role as Dum Dum in any film or show?
I would love to go back and do Dum Dum. Yeah, they always put my picture in things, or you know, but they haven't put me back into it. I know they're trying because there's such a big, so many people love Dum Dum that, you know, I hope so. My wife doesn't because boy, she hated that mustache. 3 months of wearing that thing, she wasn't coming anywhere near my face. You know, and but I would love to go back and play Dum Dum one more time because the fans loved it. I love Dum Dum, and be back with Chris and everyone else would be that would be a heck of a lot of fun. And with Haley, gosh, Haley Atwell, how awesome is she? So to work with Haley on her show, I wish that show kept going for a long time because I would love to have gone back and done some more Carter with her because she's terrific, and yeah, I hope Dum Dum comes back at something.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here today.